Test. Hello. Say good evening to everyone. We'd like to welcome you to our regular scheduled park board meeting this evening. We'll ask Coach Williams here to do the invocation for us, and Ms. Regina will lead us in our prayer and our pledges.
Dearly Father, I want to say thank you, oh God. Thank you for another opportunity to come together to discuss things that are about our community, Lord God. And Lord God, I ask that you just touch each and every one that are here, Lord God, and allow us to continue to do as you have us to do, oh God.
Please, Father.
God, I ask you to just guide us and lead us in the direction in which you would have us to go.
Yes.
Which is the right way, oh God, and keep us safe, Lord God. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
In Jesus' name.
Pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. And we'll let the record show that we do have a quorum this evening. Item 3 on our agenda is public comments. Any person with the city-related business may speak to the board. In compliance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, the board may not discuss or vote on any matters raised in a public comment unless it is specifically on the agenda. To speak during the board meeting, you must be recognized by the presiding officer. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person. At this time, do we have any public comments? No one sign up. Item 4 is a report and comments from the board regarding attendance of the board, commissioners, social function, convention, workshops, ceremony events, press conferences, candidate forums, assembly events were not formal action and was taken or discussion of public, including to the events. And we start to my extreme left. Mr. Williams, you have any comments that you'd like to bring to the board this evening? None. Okay. Ms. Regina?
None at this time.
None at this time. Coach, do you have anything? Okay. City Manager, sir, you have anything you'd like to present this evening, or you want to come later?
Life is good, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. At this time, I have no comments. Discussion of possible consideration on the following. Item 5 is to approve the minutes for the August 11, 2025 meetings. Please take a few minutes to review those, and then we'll entertain a motion to accept. I was on my phone.
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes.
Motion by Mr. Gina to accept the minutes. Get a second? Second by Coach Harley. Are there any questions? There be no questions. All in favor? Motion passes. Item 6 is project updates, fire station in the pavilion. Mr. Rogers, this time, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Updates at fire station. So the crew will be making progress of planning improvement on the fire station. Work includes installing the fire hydrants along Sanderson and near this Hanson Street, with 2 additional hydrants along the front of the pavilion. In addition to the drainage improvements north of the pavilion, which will help eliminate standing water. Also do a 4-foot protective coating fence which will be installed between Walgreens and the pavilion. We are working on that as far as moving forward. I know we had other concerns and issues going on, but that's what we are planning on doing in the near future to finish up that
Right.
project. Also, we're trying to make where it's more accessible on the front end for ADA compliance as far as, anyone could come up in there and make that happen. So eliminate the standing water in the front of it also. As far as the Samuel Waller Park improvements, the Public Works has been hard at work enhancing the Samuel Waller Park. Recent improvements including pressure washing the concrete areas around the in and around the basketball courts and the pavilions. Also adding, we're gonna add the city logo at the center of the basketball court, cleaning up and also adding sod around the walking trails. So it'll be a safe environment for when they do their walk and different things like that. Also painting and refreshing the bathroom areas and surrounding areas. So we are gonna continually do that. As far as on the pavilion, we're gonna try to get the lift to make that happen. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, all that should be completely done. We are utilizing the inmates to speed up the process also to make it work. Just to beautify the area and make it more function for the neighborhood and the community. Do you have any questions or concerns?
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Roger?
I do. Was there any plan for the areas where the swing set was? The old swing,
Well,
that little area right there?
Yeah,
Is it-
we're
was
gonna,
it-
on that area, we thought about either adding a couple more barbecue pits in that area, but for right now, it's gonna be open, just open.
Over there?
Yeah.
Now, I just, how you used to seeing something a certain way, and you took something away, so it just looked like space.
Right.
Which could be a good thing, but that's a nice area for maybe, like he said, like I like that thought, maybe benches, like a little
barbecue.
sitting area,
Right, yeah, we probably could put up
yeah, like some
bench over there or something. like that.
concrete
Yes, sir.
sitting area. So,
Yeah, we
Something
do
that
have
can't be
one more-
removed?
yeah.
We do have one more bench at the Public Works we could put there, because we did put the additional benches underneath the pavilion. They're already there, we're gonna stagger them. Right now, they're in a straight line in the center, so we're gonna stagger them offset, and probably bolt it down, or however, try to make it last longer. We just spray a coating over it, so it won't make it smooth, so they won't. So the guys or whoever play there won't hurt their fingers or
Right.
their leg. We kind of smooth the area, the edges out, so it'd be more rounded.
Round off the corners.
Versus being sharp, so we did do that.
Yeah, kids and some adults are not built tough anymore, so.
Yeah, gotcha. But if y'all have any ideas or any future items that you want to add to this, please let us know.
I'd like to compliment you and the staff on the work that they've done. I'm out there just about every day, if not every day, every other day,
Yeah, tell me.
and it's a great improvement, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They hate to see me come and leave, but, since I live across the street, it's kind of, it's easy for me to show up unannounced.
also, I'm gonna try to improve those lights also, because I know, try to get a better selector switch on the photocell for that light, so
Right.
it'd be more, it works when it's supposed to work, not works when it don't work, so, but I'm trying to work on that also.
Right. Well, staff is doing a great job.
Thank you.
They really are. And, I give a compliment to you from myself and from the community. And having the inmates again has been a big help to you.
Yes.
Cost saving and labor saving.
Yes.
And they too doing a great job. They was this morning raking the sod around the walking trail.
yes.
They leveling it out.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. So
I
we
appreciate it.
truly appreciate what the city's doing. And
Yes.
thank you, Miss Ashley, for contributing out of your butt. And thank you too, Pam.
Yeah, seeing it being utilized is cool. Like,
It is.
it's,
So we did have an issue, so I guess the residents or whatever came through with a four-wheeler, came through on the grassy area, which we did put up bollards up on the MLK side, that still came through it, so we're gonna put another one there, so if you see another one, don't be alarmed.
Well, no,
We're just trying to protect.
I
the
support
area.
that.
We're just trying to protect the area.
You know, it's, kids gonna be kids, but, originally we had talked about at the front of the pavilion, putting another pole there, but due to ADA,
Yes.
we can't do that.
Right, exactly, so I have to give and take.
Yeah. So,
And also, that fence, I'm gonna try to make it more accessible as far as easier to maneuver.
oh, I did, somebody come to me, one of your council members had a suggestion on the, he's not here tonight. I'm snitch on him anyways, Roscoe. But he had a suggestion that when people come to unload, rather than them come inside of the park, if we were to take on the, let me get my directions straight, on the north end toward the bathroom, if we were to put a gate there,
On this.
That would be-
Southeast corner. That's where the bathroom is.
that's north, is it?
nah, it's south.
Your
that's
house is
southeast
north.
on that,
Your house.
right
is
next to the
north.
street.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Charles Barker and.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. If we were to put a gate there with a lock on it, where when people were to come to unload heavy stuff,
It'd be easier access.
it would be
for the-
even access to come right onto the slab itself. And I thought that was a pretty good idea. And it won't cost a lot to put a gate there. But, ma'am?
I was just saying it's already a fence.
Yes, it's already
Yeah,
fenced
I would
there.
just have to put another, pole and,
Right,
yeah.
the corner post.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Anybody else with anything else? You happy, Miss Virginia?
I am. I just need to get back over there and take a look.
Well, I was gonna ask, have you been over to look, so,
I haven't been to that park yet, but I will.
okay, so you can't criticize, or
I
you
cannot.
can't speak constructive about anything if you haven't visited the park. It is something, I'm gonna let you go. All right, thank you, Mr. Roger. Item 7, is discussing possible action on the municipal sports park. And Ms. Carter?
Okay. So with the Cleveland Municipal Sports Park, it's been in use for many years. We have used it with local and non-local leagues, teams, churches, nonprofits, and things like that. Over the last couple of years, the last 2 years, to be exact, we have seen the community growth. And with that growth, we've also kind of ran into a few growing pains, as you could say. And so with those growing pains, it has made the city kind of reevaluate how ballpark usage is pretty much being managed and maintained. With that being said, we have recently put together a committee, just going back a couple of years now, looking at how we've operated versus trying to move in a better light of usage for the citizens, usage for local leagues, select leagues, travel ball leagues, and things like that. So our committee has been visiting with other local leagues as far as like communities, Splendora, the Woodlands, those that we can kind of compare to and kind of see what our yays and nays, going through trainings, going through some demos. We've recently looked at some demos for a software as well for management. But this is just for us to make what we have better. As far as on the management side. We've run into, not being able to rent out the ballpark because, you may have a league that is already utilizing it. We've run into the part where we only have one soccer field or one football field. So with this, it's just going to allow for us to, allow for us to pretty much see and kind of get the board's suggestions on where we're going to move forward as far as managing the ballpark. I also have like a short video of one of the platforms we looked at, which is ActiveNet. Most of our group, our committee really liked ActiveNet because not only just the ballpark could be put on this one platform, but we could also have most of all of our rental facilities under this one platform. So that actually was something that we liked as well, to where it allows for citizens to even be able to go on their mobile phones, because we're moving into those times. To where they could be able to book for, field usage, or, if they're hosting a tournament, they could be able to go onto this platform and, book themselves, whether it's lights, whether it's concession, or whatever the case may be. Anybody would be able to use it. A church, Cleveland ISD, if y'all wanted to host a round robin or whatever the case may be, they would be able to go onto the platform and be able to book. We do want to keep it to where the local leagues may be offering some type of discount when it comes to that. Maybe it's a residential, as far as like those that live within the city versus those that are live within the city versus those that do not live within the city. So we're still kind of throwing out as far as conceptual plans on what we're wanting this to look like. And as far as working with Public Works, we're looking at adding batting cages. We're looking at putting ventilation and air conditioning within our restrooms. Right now, the restrooms do not have that. When it comes to June and July, it is super hot for those kids. Even August, it's super hot for those kids. So we want to make sure that we're putting back into our park. And so that's pretty much kind of what we're looking at. And forgot to give you I'll let y'all look at the clip that we were looking at, as far as it's the city of Fort Worth, and just looking at what they do through ActiveNet. And it's just about a 4-minute video. Give me one second.
Afternoon. So I was going to go into a little bit more of an explanation of what Ashley had said. So when the committee got together, you could look at it as, let's say, an a la carte menu.
Okay.
So we have, let's say the 4 main ballparks. If next week you want to rent it, you would go on ActiveNet, and you would say, I want ballpark 4, and you would have a list of, if you're going to need lights, you would click lights, whatever else we have in there, batting cages, you would click all that, and then, of course, at the end, you would have your total that you would be responsible for, essentially. Okay. So it takes the scheduling out of not necessarily our hands, but it makes it a little bit more user-friendly for anybody that wants to rent any of the complex that we have out there. you know, the current aspect of how we have it is we do have some contracts, and they may be using a portion of those fields, but not the other ones. This kind of opens up that gate to where anybody, even those that currently have contracts, can now go in, and if they want to rent them for the whole year, then by all means, they can go in and click on whatever they want. We could structure the payments however we see fit, if we wanted to do installments. However, it's very user-friendly, and it's very manipulative on our part to where we can go in and make it user-friendly for everybody monetarily as well. The main goal of the committee, and me specifically, I will tell you that the goal is, it's not a moneymaker. That's not what
Right.
we're trying to do here. We're just trying to provide better access for anybody that's wanting and willing to use the facilities. And, you know, let's say at the end there is a little bit of money left over, that money is then going to be turned around and used to make that park better. So that's kind of the concept of what we're kind of going with here. Again, we're going to do it responsibly, transparently, to make sure that everybody is aware. You know, we're not trying to seek revenue with this.
Right.
That's not the goal. So, but the system, I think, is going to be worth purchasing on our end. And, you know, we're a little bit more unique than other organizations because they have a league that actually, there's somebody that runs that ballpark, that sets up all these schedules and all that.
Right.
Currently, we do that as the city. We
As
don't
the
have
city,
that
right.
kind of that middleman. So this would kind of take place of that on our end.
I think that's a great idea. And it gives a little more accessibility to everyone.
And I was thinking, so along with that, I remember a couple years back, as far as the city, as far as that concession stand, nothing was provided by the city in that concession stand. So we would have to look into making that concession stand from the city. Okay, so make everything as far as the city and not any of the outside
Correct.
aids or parks or any other, you know, and that way, you know, then you'll be able to then rent it out.
Correct. Yeah.
Because I remember, it's probably been about 5 or 6 years ago, a tournament was held and the lady was only able to use part of it because the other part belonged to another organization, yeah, CYBA, and so therefore that limited her so much. So, and I think that alone help. That's a major part. That concessions bring in so much at a tournament or at any event. So that to hear that we have the funds for that. That's awesome. Along with other areas that are needed, like storage, possible storage.
Yeah, there's currently an organization that does have equipment inside that concession stand that we haven't obviously talked to them yet because, again, this is just a concept that we wanted to push forward. But that would be the intent if we do move forward. The city would be looking at purchasing. Of course, we got to get with legal, right? But I think it's befitting for us to maybe look at the equipment that they currently have in there and maybe purchase that off of them because they did buy it for that specific function.
Okay.
But things that we need to add to better serve the community, we would obviously put in there as well. And then that would be a portion too, where you could rent out the concession stand. And I mean, essentially it'll all be city-owned, city-operated.
Yes.
And again, we would just push it out. And there would be, we could do disclaimers on anything that we want to do. You know, right now we're working on how do you police that essentially is that, you know, you could rent ballpark 4, but, you know, you can go over to 5, you know, and play on it. So we're also looking at kind of some checks and balances as well as to making sure that we don't run into any issues where somebody says, no, we rented that ballpark, you're supposed to be at this one. So, of course, we're working on that as well, so.
And technically, I think you're right, Mr. Leader, you know, it is a city park and it belongs to the city, built by EDC, but the city should finance or put the items in that is necessary. And I think the batting cages is going to be a tremendous help in getting tournaments. Because right now, you can go down to the Woodlands, anywhere else, they're playing ball every weekend. And basically, we're losing money because we don't have the facilities. We have the facilities, but we don't have the necessary ingredients in the facilities to undertake hosting big tournaments.
I think that was very important to the committees when we had this round robin on it was that a lot of the members expressed that if we're going to move forward with this, what can we do to enhance that as well?
Right.
So, I mean, I know she mentioned some of it, but there's a park piece of land right there by the parking area that we think will be a good spot for a soccer/football field, so we could have 2 out there now versus just the 1. So we're trying to make more an accessibility and more areas for people to play,
Gotcha.
along with making it better to manage.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you, Lee. And I just wanted to show the clip of ActiveNet. Again, this is from
My name is Daniel. I'm a business process analyst with the City of Fort Worth. The City of Fort Worth, we were with Class previously. So Class was a previous ActiveNet software product. And so in 2017, Class was at the end of its life, and so we were going to a new product. And ActiveNet was one of the software groups that we brought in. We narrowed, of all the applications, all the bids, we narrowed down to 3, and then we did a formal interview process. Of those 3, there was one that was more focused on just facility rentals. The other one didn't have the scope to be able to handle our comprehensive needs, which ActiveNet did, so it really was our best and only fit at the time. So for me, it's all about the technology. So the Connect app is huge for us. So the past few years, we've really dived in every area that we can. So checking in, membership scanning, signing waivers through the Connect app, all of those things have really been enhanced, and they're much easier to use with the Connect app, much easier to pull the data and the information through the Connect app. Just reporting, attendance was huge for us to capture that, going from pen and paper and printing out all those forms, signing on pen and paper, and then taking that information, having to manually enter it then into the system, going away from all of that and having attendance done in the moment, for us is huge. So we have a nature center, we have athletic leagues, athletic field rentals, park reservations for our pavilions, plus all of our libraries, all of our community centers all use it. The amount of data that we're able to pull out of ActiveNet from the customers and our financial information and just our programming, and then have it powered through the hub, through Power BI, has really been awesome for us. The reason we chose ActiveNet was it filled our comprehensive needs. So all of the different groups that use, for us that use ActiveNet, from libraries to pavilions, aquatics, our athletic leagues, community centers, our childcare programs, all of those things, it fills every single one of our cracks that we have. And the other thing is, whenever new things happen, because new programs come up, customers have new needs, our staff have new needs, ActiveNet's been really responsive to either find us a solution, or if there wasn't a solution in the moment, to go on the back end and start working on something for us for the future. So if an organization was on the fence and they're choosing between Active and maybe another product, I would suggest Active, because there's truly no limits. And so it meets any and every need that you have, but on top of that, they're extremely responsive to whatever your needs and your requests are, and they're constantly building their software and their database to meet whatever your needs are, because it's constantly changing from the customers and the staff, and they're always trying to make it better. So working with ActiveNet has really allowed our staff to become much more efficient at their jobs, and everybody from our staff working at the front desk being able to pull up their customers' information, answer the customers' questions easier and quicker, to supervisors and admin being able to create a worker-friendly environment through the software. And then admin being able to pull up all the data they need, because it's all captured in ActiveNet. So when admin or city council or these different groups are trying to make decisions, we have all the information they need right at our fingertips. From a customer standpoint, they really notice all the new technology. They also notice when we're behind on our technology. And so being with the public municipality, we are behind on a lot of things. And ActiveNet has really helped us bridge that gap and stay in 2023, now we are. But the Connect app is huge for us. And when we started using that, the customers noticed immediately, and they were very impressed. For the customers, the technology, for them being able to go online and have full access to.
Okay, so that just kind of gives you a snippet of where we're trying to move. More forward thinking, more to be able to build out for the future, being able to accommodate our growth, being able to accommodate the different leagues, whether it's select, whether it's local, whether it's a citizen, whether it's a church. This platform will be able to accommodate it all. With ActiveNet, we're able to pull up over 300 reports. So whatever report, whether it's, something financial or something that council asked, just like what he said, we are able to pull up those reports just by a couple of clicks. It's going to definitely help finance on their part as well. Reservations, there's quick reservations. Easy platform to just, you could be at Walmart, go on your phone and book usage of a field for the next day if it's available. It automatically sends you a permit. That permit, in turn, sends us a copy of that permit. Waivers. There's no need of coming into the office like we do now. Everything is manual. To keeping up with, all of the who has it, who's rented, who called first, all of that. It will be all on the platform. Payment, all on the platform. And then we're also able, ActiveNet also helps us build out, if we were utilizing ActiveNet to host a tournament, let's say the city of Cleveland wants to put on a round robin ourselves, it will actually boost out marketing for us as well. So we can also, boost out to our citizens, to our community, that we are, hosting a round robin and any other type of events that are taking place within the city. It also builds out for us to be able to market those things as well. So just trying to move forward, think for the future, not for right now. I think a lot of times that's what we do, is just think for right now, but we have to build out and think for the future of our citizens and for Cleveland.
And I did have a question. I'm sure the answer is yes on this. Now, currently, we have 4 fields at the municipal park.
Correct.
So Ivan and I go in and we rent fields 1 and 2. So with ActiveNet, it'll show that those facilities are not available anymore, correct?
It will show. And even if you wanted to go on there and you're booking fields 1 and 2 during a certain time, let's say from 3 to 5, it's not available from 3 to 5 on that field. And if, you say, well, let me go back on the platform and see, we're going to stay another 2 hours. You can go on there and pay for those extra 2 hours. Okay. At that time, it may need lights. You can add the lights at that time. So everything on there is going to be an a la carte menu, like what Lee said.
Question, cost, the program.
For the programming, we do have to do an initial one-time fee setup, which is about $4,000. And then for the annual fee, it's about $5,000. So again, we would work that into budgeting and programming, but it's honestly less than about $10,000.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Ms. Pam approved that.
Yes, yes. We take everything before Pam first.
I like the concept. Anybody else?
Anybody
want
else
to comment
have
on
any?
that?
I like it. Even civics, like to rent
Yes,
all
so
the.
we'll be able to put Civic Center on there. We'll be able to put Stancil on there.
Okay.
And like I said, even for city-sponsored events, we can have them pushing out additional marketing for city-sponsored events as well. So this is just an all-out way of managing. And I'm going to be honest with you, we are behind time.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is done manually. So now it's just a form of, I know the Woodlands, and actually ActiveNet works with 80 different cities within Texas. And so this is just another way for us to be able to manage and, like he said, police how the usage is being done.
I have a question, like when you do the fall festivals and stuff at the Civic Center and you have vendors sign up, does it let the vendors go?
So
and
yes,
sign up?
ma'am, we'll be able to put vendors on there as well. And that it'll be a, couple of clicks and they can register for it and pay for it.
That's a plus for us. Coach, you have anything?
I would just say that the intent, I guess, would be for your motion to move forward, be
Yes,
just
sir.
to allow us to move forward with this plan. Because again, currently, it's based off of a manual plus contract. This would go to the software system.
right.
And then this would be presented before council at the recommendation of what
Okay.
the Parks Advisory Board like.
Item 7 is an action item. I'd like to entertain a motion for such, please.
Motion?
Motion by Ms. Regina,
Got a second?
second by Mr. Williams. Are there any questions? There be no questions. All in favor? Motion is passed. All right. That was pretty quick. Anything else from anyone else before I ask for an adjournment? There be no other business to come before the board at this time. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Regina. Second by Coach. We stand adjourned at 6:38. Thank you very much, everyone.